Hello again, everyone. Welcome inside the Adam Jones podcast. I'm Jerry Coleman. He's the former five-time All-Star Adam Jones. Speaking of the All-Star game, more to come in that here in episode number 80. Adam just back from the Midsummer Classic. We'll recap the Orioles' first half of the season as well. Dicey ending, but they did come out a winner in the end, and they remain in first place as we record right now. In addition, we'll discuss what changes, if any, made to be or need to be made to the All-Star game on and off the field, and your chance to win a $50 gift card from Lido Pizza during Socially Speaking. We're, of course, always brought to you by our friends over at Jimmy's Famous Seafood.
I need to really highlight one of our main sponsors, Jimmy Seafood. Last week, they did an unbelievable job catering my pool party at our house here in Baltimore. And you all know my history with crabs. Okay, when I got here, everybody's trying to get me to 4C crabs. I said, no, I like Alaskan snow crabs. We snap, we get the butter, and we dip. But, man, my 10-year-old niece, she helped me get the claw and crack the claw and flip it off. And them crabs was unbelievable. And Jimmy did a hell of a job. But, hey, Baltimore, I like the crabs again. I like the crab cakes. I like them. I like the crabs. So I'm turning into a Baltimorean right before your eyes.
Let's talk about the Orioles. They ended the first half with a win, but only after a 5-game slide. I mean, you were there at Camden Yards. We'll get into that. But looked like they would go into the All-Star break on their longest skid since 2022. But thanks to some help from the Yankees there and their poor defense, Orioles pull it out. Mullins with the key hit. And, we'll get into the offense struggling, but they needed that win last Sunday for sure.
Oh, immensely. And, it's always going into the break with the W. It sucks, obviously, going into a skid right before the break because you ride that momentum. But the way that they won, I think that momentum can really, really send them in a right direction. And again, you're not far behind anybody. I mean, you're tied with you're in first place, so it's not like we could be hypothetically 8 games up. If we didn't have a blown save there, if you made this catch, if you got this hit, if at the All-Star break you're in first place, I can't complain. You know what I mean? Like, let's stop complaining. Let's again, we can nitpick at what we need to improve on, but the overall synopsis of it is like, what are you complaining about? We're in first place. We're in first place. We could be in last. We're in first. Can we improve? Of course. Are other teams going to improve? Of course. But let's not beat ourselves up because we had a skid. You know what I mean? It's the All-Star break. Everybody can smell it. The banners are going up. The All-Star envelopes are being sent out. All this stuff is hinting towards a break, a relaxation. And no matter what, we're human. So like you, when you know your vacation is coming up, work is not necessarily always the first thing. It's like, damn, when I hit that beach, I need that pina colada. I need that, you know what I'm saying? I need that Jack and Coke as soon as I hit the island. So it's going out on a win is a good thing, but I know in talking to the guys, they're ready for this break, but they're really ready to get back on the second half. And you see, some guys just needed this gas, this break. They got gassy. The heat. Like, these are all factors, especially for a young team. These are all factors that for a veteran team like the Yankees, they've done it before. So, again, let's not harp on the bad stuff. Let's just say they're in first place going into second half. I would take that every year, every time.
Boy, did our last guest, Craig Kimbrell, look as excited as anyone to conclude the first half after he gave up that 3-run homer to Ben Heiss and blew the save. Looked like he was going to blow his 5th save of the year, and then all of a sudden Mullins struck.
Oh, I went in and I was at the All-Star game, and I got to talk to Gunnar and Westbrook about that, and they were like, man, I've never seen a closer run that fast. He was the first one out there, and I've never seen a closer go that fast. And I know the emotions, and it's the Yankees, the Orioles are playing. I mean, I think we started a new rivalry, and but the emotions of the weekend of the Holmes and Silent J, Kerstad, like, it was just perfect. And it was great for it was great for the Orioles fans to see that. I know it's on social media. He blew the save, and I'm sure every fan was this MFer, get him off the team and blah, 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 and cuss him out. But I think for people that always say, oh, we don't care, they just making all that money, they don't care. That moment right there shows you he gives a damn. Do you know how hard it is when does a closer ever sprint? Ever?
I've never seen that.
I've never, there's only certain closers that would just sprint. That is a full-on sprint. Usually when you see a pitcher sprint, they grabbing that hamstring. You know what I mean? So that shows that
tackle Mullins.
That's what I'm saying. That shows that he cared. And that moment right there reminded me of when Nate McLouth. It was one time when Nate McLouth walked off and CD grabbed him and put him on his shoulders and ran with him. Like that was unbelievable. And then it was crazy because it was able to be recreated a year later when CD had a walk-off home run and McLouth picked him up. And it's like that shows that you guys really do care. And it's like, and we had him on the show and talking about position players and pitchers. You have to you got to get it over with. It's like I pitched, I didn't do my job. I have to be prepared for the next day. And that just shows he has his team's back. He was on the top step the whole ninth inning. He showed face. He had the cameras on his face. He could have easily just went underneath the tunnel and hid, but he didn't. That shows me a lot. And that shows me that he's really, really interested and passionate to wear the black and orange.
Well, it was a rough homestand. And again, we'll talk more about you being a part of it when the Cubs were in town. But the Yankees had lose 2-3, swept by the Cubs. They had scored just 4 times before that big Mullins hit. They were 1 for 31 with runners in scoring position. Do you just chalk that up to being a little winded there at the end of the first half, like you were saying earlier in the podcast, and, the time off? Because they have so much talent offensively.
100%. They got a lot of talent. But, again, everybody's going to slump. Everybody. The thing about slumping is it sucks when you got 6 guys doing it at once. When the majority of the team is slumping at once, it sucks. You generally have, 3 or 4 guys hitting well, 3 or 4 guys, 2 or 3 guys doing real bad, and then a couple guys hanging on. When you got 6 or 7 like on the hanging ons, that's when you notice it. But again, you can poll the fans. They're nitpicking. I look at these Facebook fan pages and all that, and they're nitpicking at the stupidest things, the smallest, most irrelevant. Oh, he didn't do these bad plays. Come on, you're in first place at the break. You're still a if you want to go by payroll, you're still under $100 million going up against teams that are at pushing $200 million. So you're still you're at first place. Like you're head of the evil empire. You're head of Boston. Boston has been playing arguably the best baseball since June 1st. So believe Boston is going to come. You always know the Blue Jays are right there also. They have the talent. Do they ever put it together? When will they ever put it together? Because I think to me, they're one of the most talented teams because they have the veteran talent too. But when it comes to the Orioles, man, it's just like, okay, these guys got a good break. And the real tough part of the season is not even here yet. We're talking August, the hottest month of the year on the calendar. So that's the real test is what shape are they going to be September 1st? Because September 1st, the weather cools down, everybody gets more comfortable. What is going to be the shape of them? Because everybody's going to be in a comfortable state.
Glad you brought up the rest of the division. I want to get to that during our For the Birds segment, sponsored by the Maryland Lottery. When you play the Maryland Lottery, set limits, never play when you're stressed, and know your odds of winning. To learn more, visit mdlottery.com/play responsibly, and you must be 18 years or older to play. Now, the Orioles, we've talked about, they have that 1-game lead as we start the second half. The outlook, I mean, do you believe it's the Yankees as the biggest threat? Or you invoked and mentioned, rightfully so, the Red Sox were playing very well. The Blue Jays, I don't know if they're going to be buyers or sellers at the trade deadline. I guess, are we counting out the Rays?
I can never count out the Rays just because the style they play is just that pesky, annoying, can go on a 7-game win streak and disrupt some style of game. So you never can really count them out. I'm also not counting them in because they're not going to overwhelm me.
Right.
But the Red Sox, again, is a team that has deep pockets. You know that. And they haven't spent big in the last couple of years. And a team like that, when they haven't spent big, is due for a big spending day. Could it be via the trade wire for this year? Could it be the free agency this offseason? Toronto always scares me because, again, like I said, they have, on paper, arguably the best roster. And then you include the veteranship of that team too. So it's like you got the perfect, you got athleticism, veterans, and you're really good. It's a pretty good recipe. Just haven't put it together. Then the Yankees are always buyers. I mean, again, if the Orioles, if there's a story that's out that the Orioles have interest in anybody, a fly, the Yankees have interest in a fly also. So, it's you have to be, how Elias has been. He's been very calculated in the moves he's made and the decisions, because again, you just can't outspend the Yankees. You can't. I'm sorry. I wish you could. I wish we could, but we just can't. And once I think they realize that, you got moving pieces, you've been really good at rebuilding this minor league system, that you can spend some of the minor league money in terms of personnel because you keep rebuilding it like it was done in Houston. Then I just think that, of course, they need to make some moves. We all know that. The arms are the biggest. That's just the glaring thing. Next year, you have 3 guys that are out already, and then Corbin Burns obviously being a free agent. So that's potentially 4 starters, major league starters, that won't be on your team next year. So any trade has to be something that you get a starting pitcher back with control. So it's a very, very difficult decision-making process this year at the trade deadline.
As far as the Yankees go, you saw that series. They hit Stowers. A couple of guys got hit. I guess a lot is being made of the fact they've hit at least 10 Orioles this year. They seem to complain louder when their guys get hit. Do you think that's helping blossom this rivalry again with the newer generation? Because, I saw Gunnar and the guys hanging out with Aaron Judge and company at the All-Star game, but I guess things change when you go back to your club, right?
Well, I mean, I joked with them. I was like, because in the clubhouse they were close, their lockers, and on the home run derby they were close. I'm like, oh, how you guys calm? Hey, you guys so close to each other? But again, it's between the lines. It's we're dogs. We're going to war we're going to war against each other. Outside of it, I mean, at the All-Star game, you understand. It's like it was business. Again, did he mean to hit Kerstad in the head? No, of course not. He's trying to throw that front door sinker. But again, and I was telling the stories. We went in and moved Jeter's feet. Somebody's getting drilled. You hit A-Rod. Somebody's getting drilled. You went in on Posada, Cano at the end of Cano's Yankees stint. Like it is what it is. And Aaron Judge, obviously being one of the most polarizing, if not our game's best player, and he's in New York. If you hit him, they're gonna hit you. That's part of it. Now, head hunting, we all know that is always a no-no. Hitting people on the hands and wrists, that sucks too, because again, there's a fragile. You can break these bones. These break all the time with a 96-mile-an-hour ball. I always say, the back of the shoulder, hit me in the back, hit me in the butt, hit me in the hip. You know what I mean? Like
a lot of soft tissue there. Yeah,
it's more soft tissue, but it's a big frame. I mean, hey, come on, he's a big dude. Not trying again, but for a guy like Judge, you have to pitch him right there. And that's the fortunate thing with Jeter is if you pitched him away, he's gonna just beat you all day. If you pitch Judge away, he's going to just have fun with you. You have to pitch him to make him uncomfortable. And sometimes that happens. You know what I mean? And again, are pitchers the most accurate in today's society? No, I don't think so, because velo is the real point. But is anybody ever trying to hit Aaron Judge? No. Anybody ever trying to hit Soto, Stanton? No. Are you trying to get them out in places that this is their weakness, and if I miss, I'm going to hit them? Yes, up and in is always a weakness for everybody, always. But if you miss, you hit them, and it hurts. But if you don't, that was a good pitch. I like how you make him move his feet. That's the effect that you want, because the next at bat you can move him, maneuver down the way. But they're not trying to hit the guy at all. Thanks for being here, everybody. We'll be right back after a short word from our sponsors.
The Adam Jones Podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Weinman Company. Everyone knows Greenmount Station in Hampstead, but did you know that at Greenmount Station you can bet 7 days a week just like you're at the track? With in-person teller windows and state-of-the-art touchscreen kiosks. And with Greenmount Station's brand new Bet Park Sportsbook, you can bet on all other sports as well, wherever you are in Maryland. Spreads, money lines, live bets, props, parlays, and teasers. The Bet Parks Maryland mobile app is now live for Apple and Android devices, so you'll never miss your next big score. Just search for BetParks MD in the Apple App Store or on Google Play. And for a limited time, 21 and over Adam Jones podcast listeners can get a $75 gift card to Greenmount Station simply for opening a new account with promo code GMS and a minimum $50 initial deposit. $75 gift card for new users in Maryland only. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Adam Jones podcast is brought to you by Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Charm City's favorite crab cake destination. Local sports fan, experience the ultimate pregame party at the tailgate. Cheer on the Ravens with iconic live performances, an open bar, and mouth-watering eats. Can't make it? No worries. Bring the same food that caught the attention of the Food Network right to your doorstep. Shipping East Coast recipes nationwide. Jimmy's Famous Seafood is the official sponsor of the guests appearing on the Adam Jones podcast.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
I don't care if I never get back.
Marylanders are adding a seventh-inning stretch to their day with fast play home run riches from the Maryland Lottery. You could win a progressive jackpot instantly and enter to win cash for Orioles home runs.
It's my new ball game.
All right, so we saw the pictures of how much you seem to be enjoying your time at Camden Yards. You weren't just relegated to a suite. You were out there with the peeps on Utah Street. What was that experience like for you to watch a game from that perspective?
Well, I mean, obviously, being on the field is the best view you're ever going to get. Being in a suite is one of the most, spacious places you can get as a fan. But I've always wanted to go to the flag court, always. And you know, I had one of the Monument Simply AJ 10 beers, and I just wanted to have a beer, watch a baseball game on the flag court. That's all I wanted to do. Like, as a normal fan, as seeing people do it all the time, I've hit a few balls up there. I've thrown many balls up there. And, you know, it was just a great point for me just to be a fan. And again, I know that I am who I am here, and I get it. But it was a great, 5-6 minutes at first. And then it became a charade. Adam's up there. They put me on the scoreboard. I got my salute from Tony Taters. But it was great for me. I like to be just a fan. I mean, again, I'm a man of the peoples, but I like to just be a fan sometimes. I wish I had a hot dog.
How long were you out there?
I did an inning and a half.
It seemed like
an inning and a half.
I wouldn't know by watching on social media. You'd think you spent 7 innings out there.
Oh man, because people just can I have a picture with you? What's up with men and selfies? Well, here's my thing. What are you gonna do with this selfie?
Grown men and selfies.
I just want to know what are you gonna do with the picture?
I saw at least a dozen on social media.
Okay, but what is that gonna do? Like, what you get a like from?
Hey, look who I ran into walking Utah Street. Like, you randomly ran into you, and you said, "Hey, let's get a selfie so you can post it on your social media."
Yeah. I said that.
Yeah. So
every time some guys look, can I get a picture? I'm just looking at you like, sure, but what are you gonna do with this picture? I always wonders that.
Post it.
And for what? They got 38 viewers, followers.
Yeah.
No one cares.
There was a lot of them.
No one cares.
So you didn't enjoy any food on Utah?
But no, again, it's all about making the fans happy. Again, these are the people that supported me. And it's always one thing too. It's always when somebody brings me up there 3-year-old and say, "Oh, he's your biggest fan." He's 3. He's 10. He didn't see me play. My kid's 10. Okay, my kid didn't even see me play. So don't bring me a 10-year-old and say that he's your favorite player. My kid didn't even see me play. Spare me. Just say you want it for yourself, parents.
So no time for any food out there?
No, I didn't have any. I had some in the suite. I didn't have any.
The bougie.
I didn't get any boogs. I just had some food in the suite, which was fantastic. Yeah. Very simple. I'm simple. I like a glizzy, which is a hot dog. I'm sure you're not, privy to a lot of slang.
No, never heard that.
So yeah, glizzy, and then just I like me a nachos. I'm a big nachos ballpark guy.
Like that. All right. Let's venture beyond Baltimore, our national and sometimes international perspective. It's brought to you by our friends over at Relink Medical Marijuana Dispensary, where they go above and beyond to help you, the patient. All right, so you just got back from Texas, literally, and the All-Star game, big victory for the American League. First of all, I want to ask you this. What do the players do once the game's over? Is there a party afterwards or everyone scatters out of town? And for the Orioles, who begin the second half there, I would think that, like, the 5 guys that are there don't want to spend that much time there. They probably went back home, correct? That's just a guess.
All right, so you took a guess, and your guess was a guess. So, well, the Orioles, since they open up here, they'll just stay here. The guys will just stay here. And, the players that did not make the All-Star team, that I'm sure they went to their home or stayed in Baltimore. There is how it works is that they open up Friday night. There would be like today's Wednesday, there would be a team flight tonight, for the guys not making the All-Star team. Some point, I'm probably sure, a team flight on Wednesday.
A workout
on Thursday. The guys who made the All-Star team don't have to. It's indoors, so it's a lot easier to do. I've opened up in Texas after the All-Star break, and it sucks because it was hot. But so for most players, how it works is obviously depending on where they're going, depending on how rich they are, they say I can use Judge as a good example. I mean, wheels are up. He gets his 2 at bats. Once you see him at the game, you're not seeing him after the game. I think now there's
some of these guys are leaving the ballpark during the game.
Oh, wheels are up. I've left 5 of my 5 All-Star games. I left 3 of them before the game ended.
Okay.
Plane is gone because you beat the traffic. You want to get home. You want to get back in your bed. We've opened up a few times, and I'd rather get home Tuesday or Wednesday morning at 1 a.m. than Wednesday afternoon. I'd rather just wake up at home and get that more time at home, especially with my young kids at the time. So most guys have their plan ready. Like I left the game and after the stand up for cancer, I always do that because obviously a lot of people have affected my life, your life, many people. And after that, I left and I seen a couple players already at the hotel, ready to, getting in their sprinters and with their family, ready to go to the airport. Like
while the game's still going.
Yeah. While the game's still going on. If you're a starter, you're playing early, get it in. It's awesome.
But
go.
You do want to make sure you're not the MVP.
So here's to that. So obviously my agent has Shohei Ohtani. Shohei Ohtani comes up in his second at bat, hits a 3-run tank. A 3-run home run is going to win you the MVP. So they're ready to leave. Their plane is ready, gassed up, ready to go at one of these airports here, and hits the dang home run. They have to stay the whole game because if the National League comes back, they get the MVP. So he had to stay the entire game, and he didn't want to stay. I know. So I was like, you guys, that's good. You need to stay the whole game because my agent be leaving the games early. You need to stay the whole game. So there's both sides of that coin. And then you got the younger players who aren't the rich players. Again, you got 20 or 32 first-time players. So you got a lot of guys who are either first-time arbitration guys or minimum league salaries that maybe the team did not give them the plane, like the A's pitcher Mason Miller. I can't imagine that the A's would give him I can't imagine they'd give him the jet. Again, I don't know where they finished, but I can't imagine they gave him the jet. My first All-Star game, I went through Southwest. I had to go to St. Louis. I went through Atlanta to St. Louis. It was miserable. It was miserable. But the next ones, I was fortunate enough to have a little bit more money, and the plane was gassed up and ready to go when Mr. Jones boarded it.
Now, about the All-Star game, to me, it's the best of all the major sports All-Star games, the most competitive for sure. What about your takeaway from that? I know there's been some complaints about the uniforms, and already here we are, some 24, 48 hours after. And I got to ask you, who's buying these uniforms? I know they're trying to market to a younger demographic, but were your kids impressed by the uniforms?
I think kids are it's something new. It's something colorful. I think it's both of things. And it's a consensus for a lot of guys, I think, is the workout day uniforms are the cool ones. The game uniforms, when you do the All-Star game, I think you can have an All-Star hat. You can have All-Star custom shoes from Nike or whatever brand you use. I think that it should be a theme. That's fine. But wearing your team's uniform is always something cool to me. Again, when I've seen them in the uniforms, there's a lot of guys, I swear I didn't know who they were because
it's tough to recognize.
It's hard to recognize. It's hard to recognize the emblems. Those colors, it's hard to recognize even the emblems because the colors were still that bright orange. It wasn't the red of the Red Sox or the blue of the Yankees. So it made it difficult. I do like, when you have, say if you have, it would have been the Orioles, it would have been a Cleveland Guardian uniform, Orioles uniform, 2 Yankees uniforms. I remember that as, in the All-Star games. I think the workout uniforms are great. I think those are fun. They've always been fun. The derby stuff has always been cool, I think. But the game uniforms, I think a lot of guys love the wearing your own team. But again, it's always a marketing thing. Somebody's always being creative and trying to be creative. Sometimes people get too creative and get too much access of the funds. But again, there's a lot of people around the stadiums that I've seen buying them. I was looking for one of the Orioles guys, but I couldn't find one at the team store. They had all the Rangers guys, of course, and Judge, and Ohtani. So I couldn't really find any of our guys, but and maybe I'll get one for my boys maybe later, or just get them a normal City Connect or a normal Orioles jersey with the black and orange. You know what I mean? The real stuff.
I would buy it now because it's certainly marked down from game day. Definitely marked down, but. Yeah, those jerseys, I agree with you. Go back to the original regular team jerseys. All right, we're going to be right back with more on the Adam Jones podcast after a word from our loyal, longtime, dedicated sponsors.
Hey, it's saving season at Lido Pizza. 99-cent refreshing iced teas all summer, or $6 calzones every Tuesday. There are tons of new deals and rewards for everyone. Proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore Ravens, and the Adam Jones podcast. Lido Pizza, a local legend since 1955. Exclusively at LidoPizza.com or on the Lido Pizza app. If you received ERC funds, listen closely. The IRS has 10 years to audit your claim, but you only have until March 22nd to get taxpayer relief, and the clock is ticking. If you're losing sleep over a possible audit, we'll review your claim. If you made a filing error, we'll set things right. If you're being audited, we'll provide expert representation. The IRS Voluntary Disclosure Program ends March 22nd. You deserve peace of mind. Visit SaveMyERC.com to schedule a consultation today. That's SaveMyERC.com. Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time. There are a lot of ways to make whiskey, but there's only one way to make Jack Daniels. At Jack Daniels, they charcoal mellow every drop, only using water from Cave Spring Hollow in Tennessee. When you make your own label, you make everything else yours too. But we don't need to tell you that, do we? Make it count. Jack Daniels. Please drink responsibly. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. 2022. Jack Daniels. All rights reserved. The Adam Jones podcast welcomes Relief Shop. Shop Maryland's largest adult use and medical cannabis menu, located at 1114 Cathedral Street in Baltimore, with medical delivery available throughout Maryland 7 days a week, only at Relief Shop.
Your fun awaits at Hollywood Casino Perryville. Feed the whole crew with something for everyone, from cheesesteaks to crab cake sandwiches. Plus, ask how you can get a $15 dining credit. Get in on the gaming action with the hottest slots and your favorite table games like blackjack, roulette, and poker. Free live shows every Friday and Saturday. Come experience non-stop fun and excitement only at Hollywood Casino Perryville.
Hey Baltimore, Monument City Brewing has been crafting the best beer in Maryland since 2014. Located at 1 North Haven Street in Baltimore, you've seen us at the ballpark. Now drop by our tasting room. Open Thursday through Sunday with events, music, and great food trucks. And this year we are honored to collaborate with Adam Jones and the Adam Jones Podcast with Simply AJ Ballpark IPA, available throughout the baseball season. It's going to be a great year, Baltimore. Visit us online at monumentcitybrewing.com or follow us on Instagram at Monument City Brewing.
Hey, you work hard, I work hard, and we all like to save money. That's why we need the Royal Farms ROFO Rewards app to get more value for our hard-earned money. With the app, you earn royalty points on every purchase, can place mobile orders for quick pickup, plus a discount at the gas pump with ROFO Pay. We all like to save money, and with the ROFO Rewards app, we do.
Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Keeping Baltimore safe is an incredibly important job, and protecting those who keep us safe is equally important. The Baltimore Police Department leads the nation in supporting its officers with innovative wellness programs, free fitness classes, counseling services, citywide discounts, and more. Right now, the BPD is hiring. Join now and receive a $10,000 signing bonus upon swearing in. Build a meaningful career in public safety with the BPD and get the support you need to serve Baltimore effectively. Apply now at bpdrecruit.org. It's the perfect time to check out a spacious and reliable new Toyota SUV, like a RAV4. With available all-wheel drive and plenty of cargo space, you'll go from errands to adventures in no time. Plus, available features like wireless charging will keep you connected. Or check out a Highlander with seating for up to 8. It's a hub for family adventure. Your Toyota dealer is getting new vehicles in stock regularly, so don't wait. Find deals on a RAV4 or Highlander at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Now, I did want to ask you more about the All-Star game. And, you know, it is a baseball tradition that every franchise is repped by at least one player at the game. Should that continue even if a team is, I mean, you talked about the Athletics. They're having a miserable season. They had Mason Miller there. It was fun to watch that guy bring the smoke, to be honest. But not every team has a star of that capability or caliber. So, I mean, it does make baseball unique in that respect by having that.
Well, I think everybody should have representation, first and foremost. That's just part of the game. And again, but Mason Miller is arguably a top 3 closer right now in baseball, and we have never heard of the guy. I mean, if you know baseball prospectus and stuff, you've probably heard of him, but he came out of nowhere, and he's been absolutely throwing the ball with conviction. And he's, I think right now, him and Tarek Skubal are the highest people are talking about in trades, like because you have control of both guys. And Skubal look good in black and orange. He already wears orange on the road. He wears orange on the road. You know what I mean? Yeah. But it's. I think the representation is good. Sometimes it's unfortunate when guys get picked that are, get overshadowed. Like there's always the snubs. That's always the worst thing is the snubs. It's somebody that doesn't get it. You got, in the National League, you got guys like former Oriole Christian Walker, 22, 23 home runs, 70 RBIs, 280. It's not like he's hitting 220, not making a team. And it's crazy because O'Hearn was right here, this close from making it, but Jordan, I guess, felt well enough to play in the All-Star game, which he obviously deserved. So, I think the representation is great. I think it's amazing. I think the real cool part is when you can share with more than one teammate. I've myself, Weeders, we did some All-Star games by ourselves, but the year we got to share it together, and then with JJ and with Machado, like it just made it just amazing. Then Nelson, then O'Day and Britton started making them, like it just was amazing being able to share with my teammates, share it on a different stage. Like, good, we're going to battle. We can't stand these guys here, but when you're at the All-Star game, again, I got my first one. I got to take ground balls with Derek Jeter. You know what I'm saying? I got to go out and shag with the notorious, one of the greatest shaggers of all time, the greatest closer of all time, Mariano Rivera. I got to go out and shag center field with them. Like, these are things that I could never do, would never do, and you would never be able to do unless you're in the All-Star game. You're getting to be around the game's best players at the moment. You got to cherish that.
Were there any vibes that you could gather? Last question about the All-Star game. When you were in Texas, about Baltimore potentially hosting the game.
I didn't get any vibes about it, but it just, I think a lot of things are starting to be put together. If you put one and one together, we just hired Miss Graves. Her background is bringing entertainment to the cities she's been at. The last 3 cities, she's brought AllStar games and concerts. She's brought in revenue. We have, and just thinking estimations, next year with Atlanta, the following year Philadelphia, 27 could be somewhere. I think 28 will be unbelievable. If you just go on timelines of everything with the project that could be done here at MNT and Camden in between. Obviously, it takes time with litigation and plans and all that kind of stuff. With how, obviously, again, both franchises are playing good. I see Baltimore still being good and competitive at that time. Obviously, there's improvements that the city needs to make to host the All-Star game. There's always people with outside opinions and fears, I should say, of Baltimore. When, I was talking with Means' wife, she never felt unsafe one time in Baltimore, and then highly encouraged other wives and girlfriends to take the trip to Baltimore because it's actually a really cool, unique city, especially in the bubble that we're in. So, it could happen. I think 28 I'm throwing out a number. I'm just 27's open, but 28 I think would just line up with a lot of things. And it could be 35 years. I like sound numbers. 34 is a little weird, like 35 since it's been here. But you never know. You never know. I'm just, again, hypothetically speaking. But I think now with the new ownership, the new relationships, I think it can get the conversation of having it here in Birdland. But the only problem is you're going to have East Coast 25, East Coast 26. It has to be a West Coast team in 27 to come back out here just for the optics.
Yeah. Well, if I'm able to cover another one, I'm going to hang out in the tunnel downstairs and just watch guys leave in the 3rd, 4th, and 5th inning.
San Diego can host another one. I think San Diego will be a great rehost. That would be a great rehost.
Yeah. I don't recall them leaving early in 93, so I maybe they did. I don't know. I remember a lot of guys sticking around for a post-game press conference back then.
Well, a lot of guys back then played the full game. The media is down in the pulpit. Like when Aaron Judge came out of the game, the media is down there. Like they're down there.
They're aware. Okay,
the media knows that. Media knows guys are leaving. Of course, that's one thing that's changed in my lifetime. Yeah, it's not unknown that media is. It's not everybody knows guys get the hell out of there. Okay. Yeah, because you're beating the traffic. I left at the 6. I left top 7. I
think I remember that the year that there was a tie, Barry Bonds was going to be named the MVP, but he was on his way to the ESPY Awards. So there was no finish there. They finished in a tie.
Deuces.
Anyway, let's head to Socially Speaking. This is where we answer social media posts, and you get a chance to win a $50 gift card from our friends at Lido Pizza, official pizza of the Adam Jones podcast and proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles. We're on social media all over the place at Adam Jones Pod, at Adam Jones Pod. This post came in on X after our recent conversation with Buck Showalter. Someone had watched that, including more than one person, but Brian Hearn, I should say O'Hearn. I had Brian on my mind. Brian Hearn at @BHearn_sports wrote in at simply AJ10. What do you think sets Buck apart as a manager?
The commitment to brutal honesty. Like there's no sugarcoating. It is what it is. Like, I know a lot of people in a lot of industries want to make people feel better about everything. You never want to fire nobody. You never want to demote. You want to promote. You always want to, but when it came, he was always brutally honest. But when it came to the demotions of guys, I talked to guys, like he was honest with it. And it's like, hey, this is what we've seen you needed to get better at. This is what I'm sending you down. I want you to get better at. And I'm challenging you. Like this is, again, I people ask me what made Buck great. It's like he challenged me. I'm a grown ass man. He's not my father. He's not my friend. He's my manager. He's my we work together. Obviously, we became friends, and obviously in the business world. But it's like we're here for one goal, and he's the leader of it. And I think that he's trying to put me in the best situation to win. If the player wins, who looks the best? The manager. You know what I mean? The Yankees had great teams, but Joe Torre still looks the best out of that because he's the catalyst of it. So that's what I always got out of Buck was, dude, he's brutally honest, but the honesty came from a place of wanting to win. Like it was never aimed at like negativity. He never put someone down. He just told you the truth. Like, hey, you suck right now with men in scoring position. You look at the numbers, and the numbers will tell you had 107 with men in scoring position. He's not making it up. If you're at 327, he can't say that. So he challenged us on a consistent basis that, like, look at this. I heard you was good. Show me. I heard you was fast. I heard you could throw. I heard you had power. Show me. Like, I'm tired of hearing this stuff. That's what we do. Everybody nowadays, they always talk. I'm good. I can do this. Hey, look, man, I don't give a damn about all what you can tell me. I need you to show me. And if you can't show me, shut the hell up and get out of my face.
All right.
That's Buck Showalter.
I like that. That's a good way to wrap things up.
Much
appreciation to our sponsors. We love the businesses that love us. Show them some love as well.
The Adam Jones Podcast is brought to you by our friends at the Weinman Company. Everyone knows Greenmount Station in Hampstead, but did you know that at Greenmount Station you can bet 7 days a week just like you're at the track? With in-person teller windows and state-of-the-art touchscreen kiosks. And with Greenmount Station's brand new Bet Park Sportsbook, you can bet on all other sports as well, wherever you are in Maryland. Spreads, money lines, live bets, props, parlays, and teasers. The Bet Parks Maryland mobile app is now live for Apple and Android devices, so you'll never miss your next big score. Just search for BetParks MD in the Apple App Store or on Google Play. And for a limited time, 21 and over Adam Jones podcast listeners can get a $75 gift card to Greenmount Station simply for opening a new account with promo code GMS and a minimum $50 initial deposit. $75 gift card for new users in Maryland only. 21 and over only. Please play responsibly. For help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. The Adam Jones Podcast is brought to you by Jimmy's Famous Seafood, Charm City's favorite crab cake destination. Local sports fan? Experience the ultimate pregame party at the tailgate. Cheer on the Ravens with iconic live performances, an open bar, and mouth-watering eats. Can't make it? No worries. Bring the same food that caught the attention of the Food Network right to your doorstep. Shipping East Coast recipes nationwide. Jimmy's Famous Seafood is the official sponsor of the guests appearing on the Adam Jones Podcast.
Take me out to the ball game.
Take me out with the crowd.
Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks.
I don't care if I never get back.
Marylanders are adding a seventh-inning stretch to their day with fast play home run riches from the Maryland Lottery. You could win a progressive jackpot instantly and enter to win cash for Orioles home runs.
It's my new ball game.
Hey, it's savings season at Lido Pizza. 99-cent refreshing iced teas all summer, or $6 calzones every Tuesday. There are tons of new deals and rewards for everyone. Proud partner of the Baltimore Orioles, Baltimore Ravens, and the Adam Jones Podcast. Lido Pizza, a local legend since 1955. Exclusively at LidoPizza.com or on the Lido Pizza app. If you received ERC funds, listen closely. The IRS has 10 years to audit your claim, but you only have until March 22nd to get taxpayer relief, and the clock is ticking. If you're losing sleep over a possible audit, we'll review your claim. If you made a filing error, we'll set things right. If you're being audited, we'll provide expert representation. The IRS Voluntary Disclosure Program ends March 22nd. You deserve peace of mind. Visit SaveMyERC.com to schedule a consultation today. That's SaveMyERC.com. Effective Solutions, your one-stop shop for commercial contracting. Everything from excavation and site development to emergency remediation and restoration. Effective Solutions specializes in many forms of commercial and mixed-use construction. With a dedicated staff and a commitment to quality, Effective Solutions delivers every time. There are a lot of ways to make whiskey, but there's only one way to make Jack Daniels. At Jack Daniels, they charcoal mellow every drop, only using water from Cave Spring Hollow in Tennessee. When you make your own label, you make everything else yours too. But we don't need to tell you that, do we? Make it count. Jack Daniels. Please drink responsibly. Tennessee whiskey, 40% alcohol by volume. Jack Daniel Distillery, Lynchburg, Tennessee. Jack Daniels and Old No. 7 are registered trademarks. 2022. Jack Daniels. All rights reserved. The Adam Jones Podcast welcomes Relief Shop. Shop Maryland's largest adult use and medical cannabis menu located at 1114 Cathedral Street in Baltimore, with medical delivery available throughout Maryland 7 days a week, only at Relief Shop.
Your fun awaits at Hollywood Casino Perryville. Feed the whole crew with something for everyone, from cheesesteaks to crab cake sandwiches. Plus, ask how you can get a $15 dining credit. Get in on the gaming action with the hottest slots and your favorite table games like blackjack, roulette, and poker. Free live shows every Friday and Saturday. Come experience non-stop fun and excitement only at Hollywood Casino Perryville.
Hey Baltimore, Monument City Brewing has been crafting the best beer in Maryland since 2014. Located at 1 North Haven Street in Baltimore, you've seen us at the ballpark. Now drop by our tasting room. Open Thursday through Sunday with events, music, and great food trucks. And this year we are honored to collaborate with Adam Jones and the Adam Jones Podcast with Simply AJ Ballpark IPA, available throughout the baseball season. It's going to be a great year, Baltimore. Visit us online at monumentcitybrewing.com or follow us on Instagram at Monument City Brewing.
Hey, you work hard, I work hard, and we all like to save money. That's why we need the Royal Farms ROFO Rewards app to get more value for our hard-earned money. With the app, you earn royalty points on every purchase, can place mobile orders for quick pickup, plus a discount at the gas pump with ROFO Pay. We all like to save money, and with the ROFO Rewards app, we do.
Real fresh, real fast. Royal Farms.
Listeners, tell your friends. The Baltimore Police Department is hiring the next generation of officers. Starting salary is over $61,000. Plus, you'll receive an additional $10,000 signing bonus upon swearing in. Apply today to start your career in public safety. This is a great opportunity to serve the city you love and start a career that makes a difference in your community. Apply now at bpdrecruit.org. It's the perfect time to check out a spacious and reliable new Toyota SUV, like a RAV4, with available all-wheel drive and plenty of cargo space. You'll go from errands to adventures in no time. Plus, available features like wireless charging will keep you connected. Or check out a Highlander with seating for up to 8. It's a hub for family adventure. Your Toyota dealer is getting new vehicles in stock regularly, so don't wait. Find deals on a RAV4 or Highlander at buyatoyota.com. Toyota, let's go places.
Also, thanks to senior executive producer Chip Franklin, who's a one-man chat room. If you want to enter it, you need the code, but it's full of a lot of blasphemy. Go out and subscribe to the Baltimore Banner. Until next time, be real, be kind, and make sure to be back for next week's episode of the Adam Jones Podcast.